introducing Colin Tetreault, our keynote speaker tonight. He's an instructional professor and recruiter at the School of Sustainability. He's also participated in a bunch of events from the World Economic Forum to even being a TED speaker, and honestly, so much more that I can't even fit on the page. So thank you so much, Colin, for being here tonight, and the floor is yours. What do you have to say? We want to hear it all.
Oh, Chloe, thank you, everyone in the GreenLight Solutions family and in your TV audience. It's wonderful to be back with you again. That is right. For those of you who don't know, I've actually done this keynote like back in the dark ages, okay, of GreenLight Solutions, like so long ago. Nate Gassman didn't have a beard. Kevin didn't have hair, right? It was short. And like Kevin, you got some juice going on. I'm digging it, right? When Ashley was my student, hi Ashley, we're gonna quiz you today, right? See like this man bun. There's no man bun. There's just like straight spike hair, right? All this sort of stuff. So it's been a pleasure to know many of you for many years here from ASU and beyond the community. So thank you really to GreenLight Solutions for letting me join you tonight. I'm joining you from my patio outside, so it's freezing. You know, it's like 68 degrees. I think I need to wear a sweater and a cover up, but we're not going to talk about that. I'm going to try and talk to you, as any of you who've taken my classes, you know, the ramblings that I tend to do. I actually wrote some things down. Yes, I'm taking that seriously. You can see some of you are like, oh my gosh. So as any good professor, I want to leave you with some, hopefully, knowledge for consideration and couple of big points. I'm going to talk to you today about, one, being intellectually curious. Number two, practicing kindness. And number three, kind of a call to action of being a bold change agent. All right, so number one, you guys ready? That I heard a resounding yes through the audience. Are you ready?
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Yes, oh my God, it's going crazy on Zoom. I love it.
Yeah.
Right, so this is where I invoke upon each of you to keep learning, right? To keep questioning, to seeking answers to life. So a life well lived for learning and knowledge will provide you endless dividends of happiness and opportunity for you and our shared world. Now, it wasn't long ago that we revered and admired intelligence. It was something that we aspired to as a body. Now, I lament to say that you are entering a world, yes, as all young professionals and even existing professionals here, where intellectualism and acumen, now mind you, not necessarily in the form of a formal education, but rather in terms of open-mindedness for rational discourse and debate, to be honest, seem to be playing a bit of a diminished role. Now, I challenge you to buck that trend of simplifying things and to embrace the opportunities of deeper thought and a contemplative orientation, okay? Now, your intellectual curiosity needs to be turned inward as well. I want you to constantly explore who you are and who you want to be. This is what GreenLight Solutions is about. It's not just training, it's also training you in order to be a different person. Now, our great transcendentalist poet, Emerson, had this one right. He said, quote, "What lies before us and what lies behind us are tiny matters compared to what lies within us." All right, number one, done. Boom, knowledge drop. Think. Use that melon 3 feet above your butt. That's a good thing. Keep doing it, okay? And here comes number two. I want you to practice kindness. And we've talked about this a lot over the last couple of months. Treat yourself well, treat others well, right? Kindness is one of those virtues our parents taught us early, but let's be honest, many of us so readily discard. So being kind extends how you treat the person next to you. It encompasses a broader mentality of thought. Let's use you as a GLS Solutioneers, right? You have an interdisciplinary, a global mindset and connection. So when you look at things like geopolitical and nation state politics and actions between shared countries, just from your cohort, right? Some interesting things come to light. Guess what? They don't always practice kindness to each other. But I know that each one of you, you're different. I've had the pleasure of interacting with many of you in the past, many of you in the current, and I earnestly look forward to doing whatever I can to serve all of you moving into the future. And I've seen the way that you connect with each other. I've seen how things like national origin, gender, religion, political ideologies, right, are not things that divide you, but rather how they bring you together in fidelity and community for opportunity and change. Now, I want to be honest, I think, GLS, you guys are leading by example, and you're showing that caring for people through work, earnestly done together, it's not a weakness, it's a strength. And I want you to keep that up. So you're going to find that a kindness mentality is transformative, not only to you, but to all of those around you. It's going to impact you and others, but more importantly, it truly will irrevocably change who you are. All right. So number 2, 1 and 2, think, be nice to other people, okay? All right, now we're going to talk about being number 3. Anyone remember that? Being a bold change agent. All right, let's be honest. This year has been messed up. It's weird. And by the looks of it, things are going to continue to be like this. I'm going to be honest with you. You're entering a world comparative, even to that of members of this body, ASU, graduating classes, you name it, that is far more complex, even just 10 years ago, far more complex, far more interconnected, and far more daunting. So we need people like you, focused on solutions, to stand up. Literally stand up right now, right? I want you to think about that. Seriously, I want to see some of you stand up. Not just metaphorically, actually do it. We have to have agency. Thank you. For the world around us. You cannot sit idly by and wish for a better future. You must be bold. You must make change. And now who understood this? This guy named Ferdinand Magellan. That's right, that dude from the 15th and 16th century, Portuguese explorer, right? Circumnavigated the world for the first time, right? Good sailor, naval officer. Dude had probably one heck of a plan, right? That's wrong. You want to know what his grand vision and plan was? Point the compass westish and keep on going, right? So he makes it to South America, goes down south, hits the tumultuous Straits of Magellan. See, when you explore things, you get that, right? Goes all the way through into the Pacific Ocean, called La Paz de Mer, which he also named. Kind of hits the Philippines area. Now, things don't go too well for him. He actually dies. It's called hubris. Picks a fight. He's kind of an imperialist jerk. But out of all ships, 5 of them, 1 of them got back. Something out of like 350 sailors, 13 got home. Now, he didn't make it, but his vision did. Now think about this. The next person to do this was Sir Francis Drake, 60 years later. I want to start wrapping this up. Good sailors are not made in calm seas. And even when the tempest is at its most turbulent, they always have their eyes on the horizon. Magellan's vision proved sound, even though it was daunting. It changed the world as we know it. Now, the world today is far scarier than Magellan's time. Hostile weapons, intentions, and deeds proliferate and threaten us in the near term. We are in the midst of a global climate crisis, more so than anything in our history of our existence. Threatens enterprise, society, our environment, and now our generations to come. But this is where you come in. I am going to charge you tonight, all of you Solutioneers and those in the audience, with a solemn duty. I'm asking each one of you to be bold, to stand up, to care about each other in the future, to be that bold change agent. Let me underscore this. There is no alternative to this. Now, here's the reassuring thing. I know every single one of you can do this. And I have no doubt, in fact, I have all of the belief and passion that you will impact and shape our world for the better. All right, so we're wrapping up. Number 1, intellectually curious. Number 2, be nice to people, practice kindness. Number 3, be a bold change agent. It's just 3 things, 1, 2, 3. So I want all of you to enjoy this. Congratulations to all of the Solutioneers for your incredible work and the community. It's a pleasure to be with all of you. Happy to answer any questions that you might have. Thank you. Oh yeah, right. Here we go.
All right. So it looks like we have 2 questions for you, Colin. So I will start first with Hannah's. How was your experience being a TED speaker? And is there anything that you found that many do not realize watching their videos?
It was awesome. So it's actually very apropos you're asking that. Tonight is my wedding anniversary. So currently hanging out. It's my wedding anniversary, like today. So this happened 9 years ago, this TED Talk. And we did the practice run the day before. So we did the wedding rehearsal, went right to the thing, did that. We did the actual speech, then got married the next day, and then did the Ironman the week after. So that was one hell of a week. Honestly, the TED Talk is, it's illuminating to who you are. And to the points I said earlier with regard to looking inward for things like kindness and rationality, it causes you, honestly, to distill a very large message to something that's cogent and compelling. And I think that's a good takeaway for all of you here tonight, is that you can have the greatest idea. You can have the best data, right? You can be very persuasive. You can have the best pivot table in Excel. If it can't be cogent and compelling, that argument's going to fall flat. Good question. Thank you. Thank you, Hannah.
All right. And unfortunately, in the interest of time, we're going to have to move on from the questions. Thank you very much, Colin. We really appreciate you being here. Is there anywhere where you're absolutely blown up with questions right now? So I want to make sure, is there anywhere we can direct some of our Solutioneers to ask you further questions?
Sure. So a couple of things. You can always follow me, shameless plug, at Colin Tetreault on Twitter. Wonderful. Make sure to pump up those likes. It's good for my ego. And then number two, feel free to reach out to me. Actually, tomorrow, fun little announcement, is actually my final day at Arizona State University. I'm taking a new role, helping to lead and build out all of the cities, states, and region works for a small organization you might have heard of called CDP, Carbon Disclosure Project. So you can always reach me personally at my private email address, which is Colin, C-O-L-I-N, at, I'll type it here in the chat for everyone, s-2consulting.com. So you can always reach out to me there. I'll drop it here in your Zoom chat for everyone. Happy to connect with all of you. And if I can do anything to serve you now and in the future, it'd be my honor to do so.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Colin. We really appreciate you being here.
Congratulations, everyone.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you so much, Colin. That was great to hear from you. I'm sure you'll be blowing up with connections and questions in the next few days. All right, pivoting. Now we're going to move on to our Solutioneer presentation.